Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 134 people in 12 different countries, and it will be fabulous. And I'm starting at my new earlier start time, just like I did yesterday, just maybe 5 minutes later than I did yesterday. So I apologize for shocking everybody. But I'm going to do everything I can to make this my new normal, starting at this time, which for those in the US and Canada, it's 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. For those of you in other countries, I do love you very much. You can look in the info section to see that time converted into your local time. If you're watching later and you're like, when did she start? She says now, but I don't know what now is. Okay. Thank you for my confirmations. That's very helpful. All right. So I can hear a chip bag being crumpled. Sometimes my mic doesn't pick things up, but I think some sounds it does pick up. All right. So anyway, the theme, communication, perception, and focus, is what we'll be doing again today. And today is the August 2026 triplet set, 3 of 3. The healing 3 of 3. Today is Wednesday, August 12th. And just a reminder, there is no post-healing chat today. And that's true for any 3 of 3 healing. Just because my husband's a live streamer too, and I cannot hog up the internet all night. I need to be a good live streamer citizen in the house. So anyway, that's fine. So it'll be a really awesome healing, though. I got lots of good ideas, so should be great. So let's start talking about specifics. So as far as concepts, one concept that I want to work that was in part inspired by people's surveys. So thank you for your survey replies. It's so funny. Speaking of which, like in my email to clients, was it a day ago or something? When I was like, okay, day and a half ago, when I said, okay, here's the survey, post-healing survey link. And I said, survey timing, if you could, complete within the next 24 to 29 hours. And like, I don't know why, but that maybe it's just because people's focus is so much better now and their communication is so much better now. I got like twice as many surveys as I usually do. I don't know if it was really because I was like so literal, like, okay, you have 24 hours to do it. Or whatever, but maybe I'll keep saying that so that I'll give the exact number of hours that you have to fill out your survey. So whatever, but thank you for all the survey replies. I have a lot of ideas in part because of, I read people's energy when I read through all the surveys. Okay, but anyway, enough said. So mind chatter and focus, like how those dovetail with each other. So like maybe you're arguing with yourself, or you're just thinking 3 different things at the same time, or you're having, it's hard for you to pick exactly what you want to say and get it out. So like mind chatter, communication, and focus, that will be something we're working on tweaking for a good part of this healing. Let me turn off my phone. For some reason, my phone wigs out my microphone. Okay. Hopefully that helps. All right. So for the mind chatter, there are two sort of sub things that will work to help with less mind chatter. And one of them is fifth chakra work. So fifth chakra, one of your major 7 chakras, it's in your throat. And it helps you with communication and also inner communication. So inner thoughts, peace of mind, hearing angels, and all your communication you make. So like telepathy, which is, you know, nonverbal communication and a form of nonverbal communication, and, you know, out loud communication, written communication, whatever. So fifth chakra. So I was noticing that when people have mind chatter, generally their flaps of their chakras, so you have flaps around the round openings and you want them to be relaxed and shut, so that you just have your energy going in and out through the round openings, but you don't have the flaps sticking open. When they stick open, they would stick open like that. And if they stick open, it makes it much, much easier for people to cord you. And just you pick up on energy that's not yours. And so that contributes to mind chatter. So the chatter could be your own thoughts, that you're thinking like 3 things at once, but you're kind of, your mind is like overstimulated because your fifth chakra flaps are open. And also, in addition to the fifth chakra flaps being open, it could be also that you actually have fifth chakra damage. So like in the chakra itself, you could have cracks and missing chunks in the front or the back, which makes it more likely for the chakra to be irritated and the flaps to be open around the round openings. So we'll just do a little extra on that, you know, to unblock the fifth chakras, you know, after we unblock all the chakras, of course, then we'll do a separate section where we just work the fifth chakra. Maybe the fifth layer a little, but I was looking at it was mostly fifth chakra that caused that sort of like popcorn popper mental effect, you know, where your mind is overstimulated, your inner voice. So then the second way that I want to work this, like less mind chatter, more focus, easier communication, is this concept where, like, you know, okay, there's this sort of, I guess, in pop culture, not like really current pop culture, but maybe like in cartoons I used to watch as a kid, like you might have a, you know, a bird on your shoulder that like tells you stuff, you know, like they'll be like, oh, a birdie told me blah, 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 you know. And so I've noticed that that is sort of a thing you can have, like say your mother or some chatty friend of yours or some really opinionated coworker of yours kind of sitting on your left shoulder trying to be that bird in your ear. And so if you have that, which is pretty common, that can be another thing that sort of garbles your own thinking, and maybe makes you second guess what you're about to say, or make you less clear as far as, you know, how you say it, the word selection and all that, or your confidence level communicating. So I noticed that not only can you have people there, but then if they are sort of regulars, you know, I'm going to call them invasive talkers. So they hop in your space to, like, you know, talk at you about whatever, right? And some of them are more aggressive invasive talkers where they'll also cause fifth chakra damage. But some of them are just, they want to sit there and just talk at you, but they don't have any animosity towards you. They're just clearly misunderstanding boundaries. So, but either way, the all of those I'm grouping into this category of invasive talkers. And so not only, you know, you can wash them out with gold light, but then it's oftentimes you'll have, if they're the regulars, they'll have their own like device or something there, and it's sort of like their own seat, like a hard seat on a public bus or something, there, and it just makes it easier for them to show up every time because there's that hard energy, and it's harder for you to be present there with that hard energy there. So we'll clear out the invasive talker devices here, which are basically little seats that they can sit on and talk your ear off. So that's that. I think that should be pretty easy to work and pretty interesting. And that could be something too that later, you know, in your own meditations, you can check on and, you know, kind of work. Both, you know, whether your fifth chakra flaps are open, your fifth chakra is blocked or not. And if you have, you know, your invasive talker crew right here, you know, cluttering your mind with whatever messages they want to go on about. So, that should be quite nice. Oh, and I do generally see it as the left shoulder. It could be the right shoulder, but the right shoulder I usually see as like an area that gets clouded by if somebody's deceptive. And so that's also in pop culture where they'll have like an angel or a devil on your shoulder. And you know, like in an old cartoon, they might show that, oh, they have a devil on their shoulder telling them to do bad things. But I don't really see it like that. I just see that on the right shoulder, if you look there around the right shoulder, there can be a lot of cloudiness and maybe like a mirror device if someone's trying to divert attention from there. But if there's like darker energy there, that person maybe is hiding a lot and they're more deceptive, either in just one area of their life or in all areas of their life. So that's more, if, you know, oftentimes the right shoulder. So the left shoulder apparently is the invasive talker arena. But, you know, obviously you can clear both out. You know, you could check both shoulders for invasive talkers. But anyway, so that should be cool. See how that helps. And then, so that was, what am I going to end up calling that chapter? Invasive talkers. And then mind chatter. Yeah, which then indirectly, you know, messes with focus and communications. So, okay. So then the next thing that we'll do today that I wanted to preview okay, so we will clear grudge blocks and use a grudge junkyard technique. So, and definitely healthy and gentle. That's why I put that little H and G thing right there. Absolutely. Anytime you use I mean, it's always good to ask the angels to double check. Angels is this healthy and gentle to clear right now. But when you use the junkyard technique, as opposed to like just a gold blanket, you know, you can use a gold blanket and pile onto it any energy blocks that cause you to hold grudges or, you know, bear resentments. And if you have generally a pretty flowing heart chakra, you might not feel that you do have any grudges, but it might feel to you more like you just don't like that person, you know, because of this and this and this thing that happened. You know, you just don't like them. But, you know, there is technically like a small level of resentment behind that often, and grudge, you know, sort of energy. And it can get in the way of you fully sort of being at peace with whatever happened with that person. I talked about forgiveness and a different healing in this set. and how if you forgive someone, it helps you. It doesn't necessarily matter to the other person on an energy level. It's for you, you know. If you forgive someone, it allows you to like disentangle yourself from whatever negative thing happened with that person, and then they don't owe you personally, so you don't have to deal with them in a future lifetime, and then they just owe the universe and not you directly. So then they have to repay it to, you know, whoever the angels pick that they have to be extra good to or whatever, you know, and so you don't have to waste your time with them anymore in a future lifetime. So, but sometimes if you feel like I just can't forgive them, it's because you have these grudge blocks, and it could just be not that you're trying to be a resentful person, but it could be that they have dumped energy in your space and you haven't gotten it all out yet. And so you have whatever offensive thing that they dumped in your space, and that it just like locks you up a little. So this will be a nice technique. I think it'll help lighten people's hearts and strengthen your heart energy, which is a good thing for, you know, your well-being for sure. So this should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Do. And that should help the fourth chakra a lot. Also second chakra, you know, fourth chakra, self-love, motivation, enthusiasm, self-love, self-care. Second chakra, emotions, sexuality. Sexuality, you know, I guess the liver meridian, some points on the liver meridian help sexuality, and the liver meridian can get blocked up with resentments and grudges. So it's like it's all interrelated. So if you, it's another just illustration of how you clearing your grudge blocks, it helps you in like 10 different ways that are, you know, very quality of life linked, you know, your quality of life. So anyway, should be very cool and also pretty simple to do. But when you make the grudge junkyard of like, you know, any energy in your space that causes you to, you know, not like somebody, you know, and have little subconscious grudges or resentments or whatever, you know, calling it a junkyard tends to give you permission to just dump it all out there, even if it's just horrific and ugly and gross. And then, but then you ask your angels, can you make sure this is just what's healthy and gentle to clear right now? So then generally your junkyard goes from like this big to like this big, which is good because then, you know, you can clear that much, and you won't like be, you know, causing some kind of ripple effect that then messes with the next couple of days of your life. You know, it'll just be like, you know, a good level to work. So anyway, blah, 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 enough of that. Okay, so This next thing we're gonna do, and I don't know which order we'll end up doing it, but we'll see. We'll find out together. We'll do timeline clearing or timeline healing. I call it different things. But basically, put out a line that represents, one end is right now, and then one end is, and then as you go back, it's like further back in this life, and then various past lives you've had. And just visualize project related shame, fear, or avoidance energy blocks. So, energy blocks that cause you to feel, that affect your ability to do projects, and are related to shame, fear, or avoidance. So doing projects could mean just work-related projects or personal life projects. For example, like gardening or landscaping projects. Sometimes, especially because landscaping or gardening projects, they can be very publicly visible. Like if they're in your front yard or you're going to have guests over, and so backyard and front yard are very public. And so it's possible to get stuck in some kind of old shame or fear, and maybe also avoidance. So that you have to do these projects, but you just can't bring yourself to do it, or you're like very inefficient doing it because you're just kind of, your mind is just kind of frozen with the shame and the fear and all that. So should be easy to clear, and we'll definitely only do healthy and gentle, so just whatever shame, fear, and avoidance baggage that's affecting your ability to do projects now, and just have angels reduce it, to the point where it's just the healthy and gentle blocks to clear right now, and then, then we'll clear it. So that should be pretty interesting. Because I noticed, I have that with myself, because a big part of my garden is front yard garden, and so it's extremely public. But then like we're gonna sell our house in just under a year, and so the backyard and the front yard will be extremely public. There'll be photos on the internet of them and all that, and people will come and view it and decide if they want the house, in part based on the landscaping, or in part influenced by the landscaping. So anyway, so yeah, so it can be all sorts of different ways that it affects you. So should be good. Should be good to work. And typically if you're working on a project but you don't enjoy it at all, like you're just like your mood just kind of, even to get part of it done, you have to like kind of steal your mood, like kind of overly focus and get really serious. That could be an indicator that you definitely have baggage to clear. Because ideally, you want to be productive, but you want to kind of keep your a little bit of levity or lightness or enjoyment, as you're doing what you're doing in life. So hopefully this should help that. So we can all work on our important projects, but also enjoy the process even just a little more than before. So that's that. Okay, so this one is sort of the last thing I want to explain that we're doing today, which should hopefully help with reduce some neck and shoulder tension. It's especially for people who, you know, a lot of times invasive energy can kind of just stress your body because it's not your energy, so it's not comfortable at all. So it kind of can lock things up. And so a couple people, you know, one of the survey questions is like, how does your neck feel? How does your hips feel? How does this feel? How does that feel? Right. And so a couple people mention, you know, shoulders and neck and stuff. And so I do it from time to time, you know, because it's important. But I was noticing, you know, because you can get invasive energy from in front, invasive energy from in back, like through the good karma windows, or invasive energy from above that, you know, can stress out your neck and shoulders. And I was noticing more the from above stuff with the people that commented about their neck and shoulders. So that's why we're doing creative rings and seventh chakra as well. Creative rings up here, sorry. Up here, creative rings, and, you know, up here. And then seventh chakra is in the top of the head. Because if those are damaged, it's kind of a route for invasive energy to come in and then lock up the neck and shoulder muscles and meridians there. So should be pretty easy to work on, and hopefully people feel a difference. But people can let me know in their surveys. And so I did want to mention the August twin set is starting pretty soon. Like sometimes there's a pretty big gap, like almost 2 weeks between sets, and sometimes it's, you know, barely a week. And that's the case this time. So the August twin set starts a week from tomorrow, basically. So August 20th and 23rd, the Thursday and Sunday. So if you want to work this stuff more and you know, just keep the learning and the clearing and the healing going, I mean, you could keep that going on your own, of course, and I encourage you to self-heal as well. But if you know, if you want the healings to kind of boost that and help inspire you further, that's what the August twin set is about. And you could go on my website if you wanted to and purchase it. There are still some spots left for that. I will email a couple days before it, but actually I'm gonna be doing a bunch of emails in the next, well, not a bunch, but there's the news email that comes out on the 15th, and you may or may not be signed up for that right now because everyone used to be signed up for that, and then I added the other 2 emails and like booted people off that one unless they said, no, I want all your emails, Janet, and then I put them back on. So we'll see. If you don't get an email on the 15th, let me know that you want it, if you want it, you know. But anyway, so on the 15th, which is this Saturday, that's when the October sets are going up. And the October theme I'm sort of stealing the news item from the 15th newsletter email, but I'll still send it on the 15th too. So this is sort of the early scoop that you're getting. So so the theme for the October sets, which, you know, I will put the October sets up on my purchase page this Saturday. And then I'll email that news email list right after they're up. is watch your back, heal your back, including clairvoyance. So it will work the back, physical back, the energy of your physical back and your astral body back. So this whole area. And it will also work increasing clairvoyance. So 6th chakra stuff. And the whole month. I mean, plus, of course, there'll be other cool extras. They're like related somewhat or whatever. But yeah, so it'll be watch your own back, like, you know, watch your back. Like somehow, sometimes people are like, oh, well, please watch my back, you know, and so they expect someone else to watch their back for them, you know, kind of like to protect them. And in spirituality, energy stuff, you ideally would be strong enough and flowing enough back here that you are watching your own back, you know, and you have a very strong back, right? And the whole back of all your auras and this whole system right here. So that's what we're going to work. We're going to just keep unblocking, you know, and working this on the physical body and also the astral body, which should be pretty fascinating because I've never focused on it that much, you know, for a whole set of 5 healings. Well, 2 sets in a row. And then clairvoyance. You know, so each healing will do something to enhance clairvoyance, you know, and block your 6th chakra more and more, you know, that kind of stuff. So it should be a really pretty amazing combination. I'm looking forward to that. So that's the October sets. And of course, you could just do one of those sets or do both of them because you're like, holy shit, what an amazing theme. I want to work as much as possible. If so, then you buy both October sets. Of course, most people already have a subscription, so they're automatically going to be doing both October sets. But, you know, for the manual people, if you want, you could pick both sets, obviously, if you want, and purchase them. Or, you know, if you have a friend who has chronic back issues, that could be pretty interesting. You know, get them a healing if you want. All right. And, you know, energy stuff is not like guaranteed to fix physical stuff. So you just do it because you think it will probably have make a difference, you know, and generally it does make some difference. You know, sometimes it completely alleviates the physical issue, but other times that's not the case, and it doesn't completely alleviate the physical issue. And, you know, you need a chiropractor, or you need, you know, to stop slumping in your chair all day, and, you know, or you need to, you know, do some back strengthening. You know, you need to strengthen these muscles so they're not so weak, you know, because if your muscles, like, I know, if I'm not a physical therapist, you know, I know this much about all that stuff, maybe this much about all that stuff. But like lately I've learned, you know, in the last maybe, I don't know, year, like the strengthening your core muscles down here, it's like crazy important. And it can really help you from injuring yourself. And I still need to strengthen here more, you know, like these muscles. My back muscles are still pretty not strong. But once I do that too, then, you know, that'll be even better. So, you know, it's not to say that you don't need the physical stuff, and you can't ignore your physical condition just because you do energy healing on your back. So just a heads up on that. It's a reminder, hopefully something you already know. Probably more than I know. So that's it. That's what we're doing today. That's all. So let's see if I can do the nutshell. So the nutshell version would be our 5 essentials section will be the enhanced way that we did it last healing. I'm going to pretty much just copy that. So it'll have, you know, extra work on the chakra gates and, you know, a couple other cool things. And then, but the post 5 essentials parts, there'll be the mind chatter stuff to help focus and communication. 5th chakra flaps, you know, repairing and unblocking 5th chakra more so the flaps close, and then getting rid of your invasive talkers and any devices here that make it easier for them to show up all the time. And then So that's one thing, the mind chatter reduction. Then there's the clearing grudge blocks, grudge and resentment stuff. Then project related work like clearing shame, avoidance, and fear. That makes it harder for you to enjoy your projects and harder for you to actually do your projects. And then, let's see, the mind chatter stuff, the grudge block stuff, the project stuff, and then the creative rings 7th, neck and shoulder stuff. So 4 things basically. The enhanced 5 essentials and then those 4 things. So, sort of a nutshell. So there is a newbie info. This is not new, but you know, if you're a newbie, you don't know this, just a heads up. There is a video that I have made called Newbie Info. It's an excerpt video. And it just has the basics about who I am, what I do, how we are doing this, you know, where you heal yourself with a copy out in front of you in gold light. You know, it's just a 5-minute version, but it's kind of like really compact and gives you a little orientation to what the heck we're going to be doing in this live stream. And that is linked in the info section of this live stream and later this video. So if you look in the info section and scroll down to you see newbie info and a video link, it's like less than 5 minutes long. You could watch it right now. You won't miss much. And that way you kind of understand, okay, what the heck is she doing? Okay. Okie doke. Pre-healing chat comments. Thank you everybody for your comments. As I said before, YouTube really takes the number of comments very seriously. So the more comments there are, the better they like the video, the more they'll show it to people. So your commenting does help. Someone says we can see and hear you. Hi from Chicago. We can see and hear you. Thank you so much. Got a weather report from Chicago, 83 Fahrenheit and sunny. But we've had crazy storms the past few days. I remember Chicago summer storms. Don't miss them, but I do remember them. Very excited to work mind chatter. That's a big one for me, yes. And thank you for your survey. Your survey and other people's surveys helped to inspire that technique. Someone says, hello, Janet. Yes, that mild 24-hour warning was very effective, at least for me. 24-hour warning. I think maybe you mean the 5-minute text. I'm not sure what you mean by the 24. Oh, for the survey. Okay. That's funny. All right, well, good to know. Yeah, so saying, please fill out the survey within the next 24 hours. That helped. Okay, well, good. Yeah, I noticed you filled out the survey and you hadn't in a couple of them. So, go figure. Someone says hello from Turkey. Hello to you. Welcome, welcome. Someone says, is it okay that we only accept the energy sent from you, participating in a passive manner? Well, the thing is, I don't think, see, I can answer the question that you meant to ask, but then also, like, I have a couple answers to that, basically. So, but I think for context for other people, because obviously you would already know, I think that you didn't purchase this set of healings from me. So you're just listening, which you're super, super, super welcome to do. But when I say, okay, I'm healing 134 people in this set of 3 healings, they purchased it in advance on my website. So I know their name, their first and last name, and I had time to prepare to heal those specific people and kind of clear my energies enough so that I have good enough boundaries to do a good job and it's safe for me and yada, yada. So I think that you're a listener, but not a healing participant is how those would be my little terms, you know? So you can follow along and heal yourself as you listen if you want, because after the first like 2 or 3 minutes where I'm quiet, the rest of the time I say what I'm doing as I do it. And so you can heal yourself as you listen. Even the people that purchase the healing can heal themselves as they listen. So I'm healing them and they're also healing themselves, and they don't get in the way. It works out fine if they want, because some people find that when they're receiving the healing from me, it like enhances their, you know, energy safety, and so their abilities are, they feel them more strongly, and so they enjoy self-healing during that time. But other people, you know, clean their houses or take a nap, or, you know, it's in the middle of the night in a lot of countries, so they just sleep, obviously, you know, and maybe catch it later as the video. But so if you are watching and you did not purchase the healing, so I won't be healing you, I won't be sending you any energy, and you're not self-healing, what you could do is, if you want, I mean, you could just listen and enjoy the information and whatever, that's totally fine too. But another idea too is, if you want, you could say angels, and when you say angels in your mind, your angels hear you, and everyone has their own angels, even if you didn't know that, right? So you would say in your mind, if you want, you know, angels, can you give me any part of this healing that I need? And that way you're just cleaning your house or sitting around or, you know, journaling or gardening or napping or whatever you're doing, and your angels will, you know, give you the techniques of the healing that you need if you want. So any of that's okay. But just to be clear, yeah, I'm not healing you if you didn't purchase this set of healings in advance. Just because I need to prepare. And also I make a living because people purchase the healing. The rates are very, like, there's all these financial need rates. So you may find, if you actually check out the rates, that you know, maybe, I don't know, with the exchange rate, you know, maybe, you know, but maybe the lowest rate, or, you know, one of the rates is affordable for you. And if so, you know, you could purchase the next set if you want, in advance, you know, on my website. And my website again is right here. I always, because I see myself backwards in the camera. So that's my website, jwhealing.com, because my name is Janet Wright. But anyway, so yeah, so yeah, I think that you're not, because I don't recognize that YouTube name, so I don't think you're one of the people that purchased a set of healings, in which case I won't be healing you, so I won't be sending you any energy. But I think also maybe your question is, like, you don't want to be affected by the other people that are receiving the healing, or the other people that are chatting, you know, and watching live, and that's fine. Yeah, my intention is that everyone's fully separate and safe from the other people. It's not like a big joining of energies and whatever, like, oh, group love, oh. No, it's like the opposite of that. So, like, for example, the people that purchase this healing, you know, there are 134 of them, but they're not combining energy at all. I asked the angels, and the angels are great with this. They keep everyone separate, so nobody is affecting somebody else's energy. And same in the chat, you know, the angels help to keep people separate, so that, you know, you can just have your private time, even if you say, oh yeah, the temperature is 50 degrees where I am in this country, you know, you're still separate, you know, and you can ask your angels for extra help with that if you have any concerns. Your angels help me to, you know, have healthy boundaries with everybody, you know, in my life, but everybody associated with this healing. Yeah, that's good. So that's like 15 answers to your one question. I hope at least some of the answers made a lot of sense. And you can always post a follow-up question if you want, and if I don't catch it before the healing starts, oh, well, yeah, I can't answer it afterwards, because we won't have a discussion after the healing today. Just on Wednesdays, we don't have a post-healing discussion. But you can always post a question later in the comment section, and eventually I'll get to it and post a reply, or you could just email me a question that you have about how this stuff works, and that's my email address right there, janet@jwhealing.com. All right, so that was a super long answer. Someone says also the text notification did not come through today. Oh, that was, I think you didn't get it. Which is interesting. It could be something between, you know, with the country that you're in. But thank you for letting me know. Interesting. It could be that texts to where you are blocked from where I am, you know? But I can keep you on the list. We can keep trying, I guess, maybe a couple more times. If it still doesn't work after a couple more times, we should probably take you off the list so I don't get in trouble. The text list, not the healing list. But we'll try a few more times, see if you get some of them. Thanks for the feedback. Someone says hello from New Jersey. Beautiful colors, indigo and violet. Oh, maybe what I'm wearing and also up there. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Giving everyone some color therapy. Someone says, oops. Oh, and other people can let me know if they got their texts, or you could just let me know in your survey if you want. The text meaning 5 minutes before the healing started, I texted people, well, like 7 minutes before this time. But I texted people that signed up for the text alerts. They got a text saying the healing's going to start in 5 minutes. You know, the live stream's going to start in 5 minutes. And if you want those texts, you can email me and let me know. Someone says hello from New Jersey. Beautiful. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. Thanks for your hello. Welcome, welcome. Someone says hello. I wanted to watch this live stream. I fell asleep. I woke up just in time. You're 2 minutes into it. That's nice. My joints, elbows, and knees and back are still out of whack. It might be the weather. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard it, but we are going to do a section that might help neck and shoulders, which may indirectly help your whole back because, well, we'll see. We'll see if it helps you. But it'll work creative rings, 7th chakra, neck and shoulders. But thanks for mentioning that. Someone says, hi, Janet. Feeling pretty good, but tired. Looking forward to the healing. Yeah, you have a little bit of 3rd chakra damage, just physical 3rd. So that could be a little part of it. On the front left side of your 3rd chakra. Okay. Someone says, I've been thinking about my liver meridian and my weird gasping issues. I know they're related. Well, yeah, so maybe the clearing grudge blocks might help with that. It could be interesting. I love the vibrant colors of your tie-dye. Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. I like this one so much that I wasn't wearing it because I was like saving it. Which, you know, the angels usually aren't a big fan of. They're like, you should wear things, don't save them. So, and they reminded me that it's not a shirt that they're going to have me take to Bangkok with us because we're going to give away most of what we own, you know, including most of our clothes before we go. Just because, you know, we're only going to take what we can fit on the plane, and we're going to be taking 3 pets with us. So that'll take up a lot of our baggage allowance. So yeah, I won't be taking this shirt with me, so I'm gonna wear the heck out of it. It's got this little blue-footed booby is the name of this type of bird. It's in the Galapagos, I think. I've never been there. It's a store from a thrift store. It's a thrift store shirt. Chicago had really good thrift stores, and I used to go there when I lived there. We used to go to thrift stores in Chicago. I got it there for probably like $5. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you so much for the triple set. The triplet set, yeah. This set of 3 healings. I got a big old whack right before the live stream started. Hit me good, but excited to get the healing. See, isn't that nice now at least that you know what it is? People that were inexperienced, like at first, you know, they'll blame it on the healing. Like, I don't think those healings were safe. I felt something bad like an hour beforehand. And it's really just their sibling, throwing a bunch of energy at them, but they don't know enough intuitively to like get the cause. So at least now you're advanced enough that you know the cause of why you suddenly feel a certain way, and like, oh, okay, that's what happened. And I'm sure it was your sister. Someone says, hi, Janet. Happy Wednesday from sunny Portland. Excited for the meteor show tonight. Well, that's nice. I'll probably miss it. I always miss stuff like that. It's not, we always have stuff going on, or I'm trying to go to sleep or something. So, but I hope you enjoy it. It sounds fun. Someone says, it's gorgeous and the cold palette suits you so well. Yeah, I'm never clear on what colors I'm supposed to wear. So maybe if you want, you could email me a description of what the hell the cold palette is so I know what colors are most flattering. I just sort of luck it out, basically. I am looking forward to the grudge work and left shoulder work. Yeah, the invasive chatters, invasive talkers. Also the joint clearing and creative rings for low blood pressure coming from the top. Yeah, we'll see if that affects your blood pressure. That would be ideal if it did. We'll see. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we'll do the 3 minutes of quiet before I start the healing. So during this time, I'm just finishing my prep and talking to the angels and saying hi quickly to the 134 people that I will be healing just on a spirit level so that they are really, really sure the healing is about to start on a subconscious level and they can make the most of it. And I'll have some tea. All right, thanks for waiting. So let's do grounding. So your grounding is your connection to the core of the earth. And ideally you would have two, one for your spirit, one for your physical body. And ideally they'd both be super wide as all your auras, to facilitate releasing and receiving earth energy as well. So go ahead and recreate both your groundings and make them both the same color either. And you could test out all three colors. Make both groundings red. See how that feels for you. You could even do a red earth energy soak, right? So make your groundings red, and then bring up red earth energy up, and soak everything in red earth energy. See how that feels. Deep breath. And then you could bring that down to the normal level of your grounding, which I suggest to be at your third chakra level. So that's right here underneath your sternum is where your third chakra is. So you can have your groundings come up that high, and then make both your groundings orange, any shade of orange that you like, so that it becomes like an orange straw. You fill up with orange earth energy, bring it up, 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 up. Soak your body and your spirit with orange earth energy. And just remind yourself it's okay to receive. It's okay to let go. Deep breath. And you could leave that up, really. That's the earth energy soak, right? But you could bring it down and try the next color, which is yellow. And so then now both your groundings are like yellow straws, and you bring up yellow earth energy up, 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 and you soak everything in yellow earth energy. Deep breath. It's okay to receive. It's okay to let go. And this is what I would call a yellow earth energy soak. You could, if you like it, you can keep it up all the time. Or you could bring it back down to the normal level of grounding, which is third chakra level, and put it back to whichever of those three colors that help you the most, that feel the best for you right now. So both red or both orange or both yellow groundings, right? Oh, right. So then you can make a copy out in front of you of those fabulous new groundings that you made, and your everything. So all your auras out in front of you, and your physical body and your astral body are inside those auras right in the middle. So all your auras, they are, if you're reasonably present, all your auras are in the same place. So it kind of looks like one big bubble, even though it's 17 big bubbles in the same place. So just comb through those with gold light from your hands, right? So you set your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras to a metallic gold color with your intention. And that would make those chakras generate gold light. And you use that gold light to comb through everything. And as you comb through your grounding, you could scoop together kind of like a dustpan and broom situation, but it's both your hands and gold light, and scoop together all the energy blocks in your grounding into one big spot and saturate it with so much gold light. Melt people out of the blocks. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive energies hooked into any of these blocks, can you recycle them? And then just keep using so much gold light that all the blocks fully melt. Okay, one more time. Scoop together all the energy blocks in your grounding. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings cording these blocks? And just use so much gold light. You melt cords from your bossy sister and your competitive neighbor or whatever. Just melt all the cords. You don't need to know who they're from. And once you get everybody out, you could blow up all the blocks, or you could just keep using gold light until they all melt. And just comb through your grounding, double check. Like you could check the outer surfaces of your groundings. Just use lots of gold light and melt away any attachments going into your grounding from other people, or leaving your grounding to other people. Just melt those all away, so that your grounding is only just for you. That way it works much better. And you want really fast downward flow in your grounding, like a waterfall or a big pouring rain. All right, good enough. So that's grounding. Good job, good job. Ooh, good job. All right. So what's next? Hmm. Let's do this proactive 3-step process. I think this will be nice so that as you get more present, you've already sort of anticipated whatever's going to be triggered and cleared proactively. You've cleared the energy blocks that would likely get triggered as you get more present, right? So first thing we'll do is that first step right there, which is clear stebs. So stebs is stubborn triggered energy blocks. That's what it stands for. So you just make a big old blanket out in front of you, pile onto it any energy blocks that are triggered for you for any reason. Or technically, it's like you're making you're putting copies out in front of you. And then as you melt these or blow them up or whatever, then you're clearing the blocks, right? So you just have all the blocks out in front of you. You say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? So that way they'll sort through it and reduce the pile if it's too much to do right now. And then angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are courting this junk? Deep breath while your angels get rid of the riffraff. Then you could do the rest. Just use lots of gold light melt cords from everybody going into these blocks. And there's so many people that could be courting just accidentally, subconsciously, or maybe on purpose because they're controlling. But just melt all the cords. Don't worry about who or why. And get everybody out of those blocks so that you can then blow up the blocks or just keep using gold light to fully melt the blocks. Deep breath. All right, so then the third step could not be easier because your angels are doing it for you. You just have to ask them. So you could say, angels, can you please recycle my lurkers? And lurkers is my sort of amusing word. Amusing to me. I don't know if it's amusing to anybody else. But lurkers are invasive beings that you've kicked out of your space because you're awesome and you were clearing and getting more present. And so they popped out. But then they haven't given up on bugging you later. So they're like hanging out, you know, maybe a foot outside of your aura or up to 10 feet outside your aura, just still keeping tabs on you to look for another opportunity to get in your space. So then you just have your angels recycle them. You don't have to worry about it later. So angels, can you recycle all my lurkers? And if you think you have a lot of those, you may have to say it, you know, in batches, you know, wait a minute and say it again. So angels recycle even more. All right, good job, good job, good job. So now we can boldly do the rest of the 5 essentials. We've already done grounding. So the next of the 5 essentials is aura repair, including gold mesh sphere repair and unblock. Gold mesh sphere, abbreviated GMS, those are parts, it's an important part of your Wei Qi auras. Your Wei Qi auras are 15 of your 17 auras, and it's like gold flowy force fields that help protect and nurture your meridians in your body and indirectly then help with all sorts of aspects of your life because meridians affect all sorts of things in your life. Like state of mind, emotions, sexuality, health, everything. So anyway, let's do aura repair. So I'll make myself bigger. Even though this is a pretty background. See how pretty? I took that in my backyard here. That way. It's a little too big. Okay, so just make a copy out in front of you of your everything, all your auras, both your groundings, your physical body and your astral body are inside there, and just comb through it all. And over time, you can get good enough to actually feel with your hands if something is ripped or not. And I encourage you to keep working this because it develops through practice and through use. Typically, it doesn't just all pop on instantly, typically, and if it did, that might create problems as well. So It just use, and moving your hands, you know, directs the gold light that's coming out of your hands too. So it's worth it for that reason, of course, as well. But just comb through all your auras and check for, with your intuition or with your vision or with your imagination or with your hands, all of the above, right? Just check for rips, because you want to sort of train yourself to find aura damage so that you know when you need it. Right? And so you could repair one spot at a time, but if I'm in a real rush, I'll repair all my rips at one time. And in this context, it's a very newbie friendly technique to repair them all at once. So you just imagine an image of a rip and you say, okay, well, this represents all my rips that I have in all my auras. And then as you repair this rip, this composite copy rip, you're repairing all your rips, right? So here's your composite copy rip. You make one too, say it represents all your rips. Sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk that's in the way. Angels, here you go, sticky gold wax. Have it stick, so gold light from your hands, it sticks to whatever's not you, right? And make a big lump of all the junk and lift out the junk. Give it to your angels. What is that junk? Invasive beings, hard objects that got thrown at you, other people's energy. So sticky gold wax, get it real deep in there and lift out all that stuff that's not you. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then you can say too, as you keep directing the gold light in as deep as you can, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this repair? And that's a very common thing that you'll have to do in order to effectively repair rips or even chakra damage in your space. Why? Because invasive beings are attracted to energy leaks. And they'll be like, they'll kind of rush to them. And so you got to get them out of the way, because otherwise they'll block the gold light from repairing the rip. So you just keep saying, you know, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of this repair? And once they're not in the way anymore, then you'll see, if you were to see, it fills up with gold light, like as if you're pouring gold water into a cup, and it just fills up with the gold light, and then it starts to grow it all back so that there's no more rip. So just keep doing that so it's nice and filled in and repaired. And I probably got most of the rips, but maybe there's a couple left. So just make an image of a rip again and just say, well, this represents any leftover rips that you have. And then you do the same process. Sticky gold wax, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of the repair? And some really like to paste themselves at the bottom there. So if it's not filling up with gold light yet, that's why. Angels, can you recycle these leftover invasive beings? And then you can have that image of all your auras out in front of you and just use gold light around the outer surface. Check for any remaining little leaks or hard objects sticking out and just pop those out. Repair any gashes and leaks that are left over. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? And you can redo your gold buffer zones. There is a video if you want to learn more about what those are. They're just gold flowing force fields that you create and attach to the edge of your astral body aura and your physical body aura, and you can recreate them instantly. But there's a video explaining and walking you through that more. If you search Janet Wright Healing Gold Buffer Zones. It's an 18-minute long video where I'm highly caffeinated. I really limit my caffeine these days, but back then I was a little more generous, and you could tell. All right, so then just the GMS part, the gold mesh spheres of the Wei Chi auras, and you can really geek out on this one if you're, you know, a geek like that. You know, you can just pick like just one of these Wei Chi auras, like your governing vessel Wei Chi aura, or your, you know, conception vessel Wei Chi aura, or your liver meridian Wei Chi aura or something, and just check out the gold mesh spheres of that one aura and just see where they're dark and weird and see where there's a gap that you got to repair. And it's pretty amazing. Like, and then you can see, okay, well, is the gold light making it all the way to my body from these mesh spheres, or is there something in the way? There's like endless possibilities for geeking out. However, it's important to know how to, adjust to not only what you're in the mood for, but what you have time for. So right now we're going to repair all gold mesh spheres at the same time, right? So you have 15 Wei Qi auras, and each one of those has 3 gold mesh spheres, right? An innermost, a middle one, and an outermost that are wrapped all around you. And so we'll be healing all of those right now. Just, gold light, have the intention be that gold light's going where it needs to go to repair and unblock. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? And if you have a problem area of your body or a high tension area of your body, definitely spend extra time on the gold mesh spheres in that area. And it could be that your vision just isn't that great, right? But you can still use your intuition or your imagination and be like, I think it's pretty like muddy here. I don't think it's like glimmering gold. Because you can read color with intuition, if you can't see color yet. And people can cord part of your gold mesh spheres if there's enough, energy blocks there. So you could just melt people's cords and just keep using gold light until at least your intuition tells you that, that part is all gold and sparkly again. All right, good enough. It's important to, not be a perfectionist. You can work in detail, but keep it fun. If it's like feels like this sort of hassle, find something else to do that's fun, with your energy if you want. No need to suffer. Okay, so I said that we were doing the identical enhanced 5 essentials version that we did in the second healing because it worked really well. So why reinvent the wheel? So this is part of what we did then. Unblocking the mohawk area, which is this area, like if you had mohawk hairdo, right? That's where the spiky hair would be. So this part of your aura, as I call the mohawk area, so we'll do extra unblocking there, which really helps your governing visceral meridian right here, and you have your urinary bladder meridian is also in that general area too, so it's really a good thing to do. And then the torso front area, so all this stuff, we'll just unblock this whole area, including in front of the face. All, this area of all your auras right in front here, which could help your sinuses, your lungs, your chakras, etc. Okay, so let's do it. So just have that copy out in front of you, and just, there's no rule about what you need to do first, just whichever area you want. I'm doing the mohawk area right now. And if you feel like things aren't melting, then definitely, just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? And you can melt people's cords out of the way too. Like if something's really stubborn, then there are cords and or beings in the way. That's why it's not clearing quickly. So then the front area, which I don't have a fun name for yet. Maybe someday I will. So torso front area. I think at one point I called it the extended sinuses. Extended sinus area. So your sinuses plus this stuff. But that's not an ideal name either. Angels, can you recycle any beings in the way? Melt cords from people. Deep breath. So be aware of like, because it's possible if your body and your body's meridians and the joints and the everything and the muscles are a little too tight and constricted, then part of your energy that's supposed to be in your body is in front of your body or above your body or behind your body rather than in. So kind of be aware of that. You know, so you could unblock your body as well. You know, like your head, your shoulders, your neck, your torso. You keep taking deep breaths, see if that helps, see if you're in more. Again, melt blocks that are in your head and your neck and your torso. Deep breath. So then again, unblock mohawk area. Maybe above shoulders while we're at it. And then the front torso area of your auras. So in front of your face, your sinuses, in front of your torso. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? A couple deep breaths. Get a sense of if you feel like you're more in your body. So that's good enough for now, but that's something you could, you know, work over time because, you know, it's like it's not healthy and gentle to get perfect, you know, in one day, you know, if you could. So, but this is something you could keep working if you want. So we also did, so we also unblocked within the head, neck, and torso just now. All right. Good job. Good job. So let's do butterflies to celebrate. You're a rock star. Rah, rah, rah. So now we are going to work creative rings later. It's going to be the right after the 5 essentials. We'll work creative rings and 7th chakras and neck and shoulders, and I think also urinary bladder meridian in the back. So we'll work shoulders, neck, back, 7th and creative rings after the 5 essentials, so soon. So right now we'll just do the basics. So your creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3. They are gold, but they can get a lot of junk on them and look black or silver or gray, and they can have big chunks missing and they can be irritated. And if they're irritated, then they have their flaps sticking open. And this is what it looks like if the flaps are stuck open. But if the flaps are relaxed and shut, that's more ideal because then your energy can flow through the rings, but the flaps are shut, so it's a nice smooth round opening, and it's harder for people to cord you that way. So just make a copy out in front of you of your 3 gold rings and use lots of gold light. And you might have to say various times, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? And, it can get really tiring to say that all the time. I'm sure it's tiring to hear it all the time. So then you can just start using shortcuts like angels, beings again, angels, please, or beings, please, angels, because, if you say it once, then you don't need to, they know what you mean. And unblock above and beneath your creative rings in your auras. So you want the your energy to flow freely through the rings. You could say again, angels, can you recycle my lurkers? He's doing that, may have popped out a bunch of invasive energies, so you want to make sure they get recycled. All right, good enough. So now we will work chakras and chakra gates, and we'll do chakra gates first, just like we did in the second healing. So chakra gates, and by chakra gates, I'm referring to the gold flowing mesh little rectangular strips that are in your astral body aura in the relevant layer. So for your first chakra of your astral body, it's right here in your astral body, and then your first layer is the closest to your body. So your first layer is right around here. So then the first chakra gate is really close because it's in the first layer. And then the second chakra, second layer is one out from that. Third chakra, third layer is one out from that. So the chakra gate would be right there. Fourth chakra, that layer is one out from there. So chakra gate would be right there. Fifth chakra gate, sixth chakra gate. Seventh chakra gate is up top because the seventh layer goes all the way around. And the seventh chakra pulls energy from the bottom and shoots it up. So the gate is up here. So anyway, let's do it. All right, so I like to not worry about exactly where they are and just line copies of them all out in front of me. So I see all 7 chakra gates in a nice row just because that is easier for me to heal them all at once that way. So gold light through all your 7 chakra gates. Melt cords from people. People can definitely be cording your chakra gates. Melt those cords. Pop out any hard objects. You can have tons of hard objects stuck in your chakra gates. Maybe some that have been there for decades and some that just got there 5 minutes ago. Someone threw them. So just pop them all out and use gold light. Say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of the repair? You could do the 4th chakra gate extra, just because 4th chakra helps you to feel good. And it's nice to feel good. So notice the 4th chakra gate extra. See if it's weird looking. It should be gold and sparkly, but if it's not, just spend extra time on it. Use extra gold light. Pop out the hard objects. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of the repair? And then 5th chakra gate, just because 5th chakra is communications, which is part of the theme. So notice with your intuition or your imagination or your vision if it's gold and flowy or if it's ripped up or gross in some way. Maybe it's got some white or some silver or some black. Use lots of gold light and wash all that out. Say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my chakra gates, can you recycle them? All right. So now we'll do 2 different things for back of head area. One is actual meridians and acupuncture points that are in the base of your skull. And I have the hairy guy or Mr. Acupuncture, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Meridian, right there. Show us these meridians. Nice of him to model for us. Our faithful naked model. With the exhibitionist. And unblock the auras around this area, so all back here. Especially if you find one of the meridians is like especially stuck and compressed. You want each of these meridians on an energy level to be a red flowy tube with red flowy life force in it of your body and you as a spirit. And if it's got any other colors or any hard objects stuck in it, you can take care of that. Just pop out the hard objects and repair. You can sticky gold wax the whole area. So sticky gold wax all these meridians that you see right there. Have the sticky gold wax stick to anything that's not you, including hard objects, invasive beings, invasive people, vices. And then just once you're sure all the gold wax is going to stick to all of it, then just lift all that out. And just here you go. Sticky gold wax this whole area. Your intention is you want to clear what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. All that stuff stick to the gold wax. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this repair? And for your those meridians we were just working from left to center are gallbladder meridian, urinary bladder meridian. The yellow one is the gray one, gray in the diagram, hopefully not gray in energy system, is governing vessel. Manage all your young meridians. And there is a 12 meridian playlist in the info section if you want to see more of Mr. Meridian, perhaps more than you wanted to see. There's a video of each of the 12 regular meridians in that playlist. There is another there is another playlist for TV and GV, but I don't think that's linked. You could find it in my playlists on my channel. That's the ones where you really get up close and personal. All right, good job, good job. So then the other part of working back here would be good karma windows, GKW. And good karma windows, they're back here in the astral body aura 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're little triple frame windows, and if they're healed and repaired and unblocked, They're just for you, and they help you to bring in positive change energy this way, and good karma energy from the universe, and a little teeny bit of uplifting energy from the moon and the stars. But if they're damaged, then invasive random energy can come through and be very hard on your focus and your sleep, and just not be good. So we're going to repair and unblock these so that doesn't happen. So it's just a nice positive thing for you. And this is generally what a good karma window looks like. The triple frame window, one in each aura layer back here of your astral body aura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can go ahead and use gold light, imagine them all in a row if you want, or you can make a composite. So you're just healing one that represents all 7. But sometimes if you imagine each one separately, then you can notice like maybe 2 of them are really bashed up and the rest are fine. It makes it a little more obvious which ones need your help. But you could, if you can't see, you don't trust your vision or your imagination, make a composite of the ones that need repair, the ones that most need repair. And so it just looks like one window, but it represents the worst, most damaged ones. And that way you're focusing your efforts. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this repair? You can use sticky gold wax, have it stick to the hard objects and the devices, and lift that out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Lift out all that junk. Angels, here you go. And you can get rid of that composite and just check all 7 again. See how that helped. All right, so now for the final touches on the 5 essentials, we will do all good karma windows and all, all good karma windows and all chakra gates at the same time. Which, don't freak out. Just take it easy. Have fun with it. If you don't like to do it, don't do it. But I think it's kind of fun. So you imagine all the good karma windows like you were just doing, and then all the chakra gates. And just, your intention is healthy and gentle. Use cold light on all of them. And heal them all at once. You can arrange them so the first good karma window and the first chakra gate are, near each other. Just so maybe it's easier to notice patterns like, oh God, my 3rd chakra gate and my 3rd chakra good karma window are all fucked. Excuse my French. No wonder I'm exhausted and can't sleep. I do have a 2-page chakra handout if like what each chakra does is not something that's in your brain yet, and you want to, just have it written down all in one place. There's a little email 2-page handout that I could email you for free if you just email me and ask for the free 2-page chakra handout. It's just a nice reminder of the 7 chakras and the ideal color for each, the basic location of each, and what each one helps with, like in a basic sense. So just have fun with this. Good karma windows and chakra gates at the same time. Aren't you wild and crazy? You could sticky gold wax them both at the same time. So sticky gold wax all your good karma windows, all your chakra gates. Healthy and gentle is your intention. And you could even have it theme specific too, and remove whatever is healthy and gentle to remove that would help with your communication, perception, and focus, right? And have all that stick to the sticky gold wax, and then lift that out. Angels, here you go. And then do repairs. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? All right, good enough. So we have just completed the 5 essentials. Plus enhanced. We did it enhanced with, you know, extra mohawk area work and extra good chakra gate work. So good job, good job. Woohoo. Let's change the scenery a little for fun. So how about that's kind of nice. Mm-hmm. It's nice. All right. Oh, and just want to plug that for those that still don't know or they've forgotten about it, maybe. There's that experienced version 5 essentials video. It's got a good vibe, if I do say so myself. It's in the short video playlist, which is featured on my YouTube channel page. And it's shorter. It's probably like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, this video. And it goes through all the 5 essentials. So grounding, aura repair, creative repair, chakra repair, and back of head stuff. Except it doesn't do chakra gates. It doesn't do good karma windows. But it does base of skull points. You could add the other stuff if you want. It doesn't do mohawk area. But it does some aura unblocking back here when it does the meridian work. But anyway, okay. Enough said. Okay, so I worded it in this specific order because a lot of times you might think, well, I have an issue with my neck and my shoulders and my back, you know, just extra tension, maybe, you know, I think I tweaked something or, you know, it's like a lot more sore than I want it to be, whatever. And, but a lot of times it's, you know, in energy work, it's helpful to understand what to work on and how to work on it. And so sometimes, you know, if you need work on your neck, shoulders, and your back, energy-wise, it's invasive energy that came in from some direction, either from behind or from above or from, you know, in front of you. And so this way will work more if it's coming from above, which, you know, probably at least half the time that's the case, maybe actually more than half the time that's the case. You know, even like if it's your hip joints and your elbow and stuff, it could be, you know, it comes down from above. And then why does it come down from above? Well, you know, if your aura isn't bouncy enough and unblocked enough, and then you have some damage in your creative rings or damage in your 7th chakra and the flaps are open, then that's how it gets in, and then whoosh, you know, it just makes trouble. It's got to go somewhere, the invasive energy, you know, so it'll anchor into some joints and cause discomfort. So we're going to get rid of all that. I mean, you know, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And again, like I said already, I'm not I'm not saying that you would never need physical treatment, you know, and muscle strengthening and all that good stuff. This is just part of the equation that we can do for free. So why not? So, okay. So just imagine a copy out in front of you of yourself. You know, so you're kind of looking this way. And you got the creative rings above your astral body head, which basically are above your physical head when you're awake. And then your seventh chakra is in the top of your head. And then so the energy can come in through your top of your auras, anchor into there if there's damage and your flaps are open. And then it goes down and anchors into, you know, joints and shoulder muscles and all that stuff, right? So you just comb through, because it can't come in if there's not blocks and damage. Is that true? It's much harder for it to come in if there's not blocks and damage. But then if it, you know, if invasive energy keeps pounding, eventually there will be damage. You know? So whatever. But what we want to do is just repair the damage so that, you know, stuff can't come in anymore. At least for a while. So just imagine, you can imagine the invasive energy. Maybe it looks like, I don't know, like streaks of white energy or silver or white ropes or black ropes, you know, come down and kind of anchor into different places. So just gather that junk. You can drag it out. Angels, here you go. You could freeze it if it's in your space and drag it out. Angels, here you go. Just keep on blocking and then do extra repair in your creative rings so that the flaps fall shut. You do not want them stuck open like this. So just those flaps on the outer surface of your creative rings and the outer openings of your seventh chakra. So seventh chakra is, you know, all the chakras are a round opening, open cylinder, 2 round openings, equally open. So your seventh chakra is like this, but way, way smaller, right? Round opening in the top and round opening in there. So you want those flaps to be shut too. Just relax and unblock them enough so that they fall shut. And same thing with your creative rings. And again, keep on blocking up here above, you know, towards the top of your auras. Melt the block so that it's harder for invasive energy to kind of anchor in there. Again, creative rings. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this repair? And you can heal your shoulders, like your trapezius muscles and all these muscles right here. You can say, angels, can you recycle my lurkers? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings messing with my muscles or joints in my body, especially neck, shoulders, and back? So again, check for invasive energy coming in through from above, anchoring into your creative rings and your seventh chakra, and then going downward to mess with your shoulder muscles and your back. Angels, can you recycle my lurkers? And you can just do extra on your major joints, your shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, shoulders, elbows, wrists. You can have devices and hard, chunks of energy in your astral body in this area too. So even though I'm discussing, physical tension, it can be just as easily not caused. One of the causes can be hard objects in this area in your astral body aura. So check out your astral body shoulders, and you may have, devices there from a past life. Just use lots of gold light so they melt, or use lots of gold light to loosen them and hand them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, your astral body shoulders, loosen the devices. Angels, here you go. And again, this is like a little preview of the October themes, which, the October sets will be on my purchase page late this Saturday. Because October, like I announced earlier, it'll be its own separate chapter, I think, that I'm, once I finish the video chapters for this healing. But the October theme will be watch your back, heal your back, and clairvoyance. So we'll do certainly more of this type of work then in October. So think about the bones in your spine and energy from above. If there's any invasive energy from above getting running through your spine, just melt it out. Angels, can you recycle any invasive energy in my spine? All right. Good job, good job. Okay. So we're going to clear grudges, energy blocks that may cause you to not like somebody. It's not like you have to, think of everyone as your friend. There could be people that you just, not somebody you want to hang out with, or, go to a movie with, but sometimes, you can have conscious resentments of somebody, or consciously you have a grudge towards them. But like I said before, you might have such a strong heart chakra generating enthusiasm and positive outlook that maybe you just don't like them. But, there's a subconscious resentment and grudge. So it's always good, just in case you have any of that, to clear it out, because that way it strengthens your energy to clear your grudges. And a lot of times the grudges, I was reading somebody when I prepared for this, and this woman has grudges against this family member, but part of it is fueled because the family member dumped some statements in her space that she finds especially offensive. And so she's resisting these messages from the family member that are dumped in her space, and kind of spinning her wheels on it over and over and over and over. And she feels so offended by it, rather than just clearing the energy from that person. And that way she would be more mild tempered, you know, and just mellow and able to have more clarity and calm. So it's something that can really benefit people to work. Okay, so just so now we will do, after all that explaining. So you can just either make a big gold blanket out in front of you if you don't like to imagine a junkyard. But I kind of like that for this kind of thing. Just pile out in front of you, make a big junkyard full of all the baggage in your space that causes you to have grudges or not like somebody. Any resentments, even subconscious, even teeny little resentments. Whatever energy that is that causes you to do that. Maybe it's suck energy of yours or dumped energy from that person or from somebody else in your space. So pile all your grudge junk out in front of you and say, angels, can you double check this and sort through it so that whatever's left is only what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. And definitely give your angels, you know, a couple seconds to do that, because it'll go from this giant junkyard to a more, you know, a better size to clear right now. And once you get that sense, okay, my angels are done, then the second request is, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are courting any of this junk? And just deep breath while your angels do that. Just recycle the riffraff. So then once they're done with that, then it's easy. You just, lots of gold light, melt everybody out of your grudge junkyard. There could be lots of cords going into this. So just melt everybody out, melt your energy out, melt everybody else's energy out. And as you do that, the blocks can melt away. Or once you melt everybody out and melt all the cords, then you could blow up your grudge junkyard if you want. And if there's anything left over in your junkyard, just wrap it up in gold light, hand it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with that? Alrighty. See, if we were doing gold blanket, I would probably do that exercise twice. But junkyard seems to just put more out at once. Okay, so good enough. Okay, so this is one of the two things that we'll do to help reduce your mind chatter, help improve your focus, help, you know, simplify your thoughts so they're more productive and clear, and therefore your communication can be more productive and clear. And so I talked about it before the healing started, and there'll be a whole chapter on it, invasive talkers and fifth chakra work. So oftentimes it's around your left shoulder, like in this area right here. People can hop in here and then just talk at you telepathically, and then it's distracting and can be irritating. So you can just imagine both your shoulders if you want to play it safe, and just see if there's a little bit of anybody's energy around these shoulders. So if you have invasive talkers trying to talk in your ear about stuff, and just melt their energy out with gold light. And their chairs, I said melt their chairs. So they could literally have a device, a hard device that is kind of like a chair that helps them to pop in and be there. So if so, just melt those chairs out. And there could just be other energy blocks that function in the same way to help them to cord there and be there. So just unblock those areas are above both your shoulders. And double check both these areas for invasive talkers and their chairs. In both your physical body aura and all the rest of your auras, so astral body and then the Wei Chi auras. So you can make like 3 different copies if you want. Above your shoulders for your physical body aura, above your shoulders for your astral body aura, and then 1 image for above your shoulder for all your 15 Wei Chi auras. Just to like double check if there's any, chairs left or any people left. Just melt the chairs and melt the people out. Melt the chairs and melt the people out. And melt the chairs and melt the people out. And you can say, angels, can you recycle my lurkers? In case some of the invasive talkers that you popped out of that area were invasive beings and not actually your mother-in-law and your bossy sister. Although they were probably part of it. I mean, I don't know for everybody, obviously. But chances are you had people invasive chatters. And you can, again, imagine them all at once if you want. Just double check. Again, you're melting away the chairs or any hard objects or hard energy blocks that make it easier for people to be in these areas of your body, of your auras. And then wash out the invasive talkers from this area. Okay, so then the other, let me do my banner first. So the other thing, in addition to getting rid of the invasive talkers and their chairs from your space, we're going to double check your fifth chakra, both astral and physical fifth chakras, and unblock and repair them extra, and double check the flaps of, around the round openings to make sure they're closed. So your energy can go through the fifth chakra, but it's harder for people to cord and kind of overstimulate your fifth chakra and create that mind chatter stuff. So you can check your fifth chakras right now, because we just did getting rid of the invasive talkers and their chairs. So your fifth chakra, that may have the ripple effect from that may have calmed down and unblocked your fifth chakra already. So just check it right now, see if the flaps are open. This would be the fifth chakra round opening in the front, round opening in the back. Check the flaps, see if they're sticking open or they're nice and smooth and shut. And again, this is what flaps look like if they're open. They stick out like that. So just unblock, melt away the blocks in front of the round openings of your fifth chakras. To angels, if there's any invasive beings messing with my fifth chakras, can you recycle them? And maybe you just have a couple flaps open still. So you could say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are popping these fifth chakra flaps open still? And we've already done chakra repair for all the chakras, but you can just double check if you notice any cracks or missing chunks for your fifth chakra. And if so, just do extra gold light there. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of the repair? Couple deep breaths, see how that feels. All right, good job, good job. Woohoo! So I did not preview this before the healing. The angels just mentioned it to me as we went along. So timeline clearing is easy. We are going to do it again right after this for project shame, fear, and avoidance. But right now we'll do it for focus related baggage, any baggage that you have in your space that is messing with your ability to focus. Which, focus can even be like sleep related too, because if your mind is just like spiraling on some issue or some question or some situation, that'll keep you from sleeping. So being able to control your focus and just have, because maybe you want to focus on nothing, a calm mind so you can fall asleep or get back to sleep. Or maybe you want to focus on, some project that you really need to work on. Or getting to bed in a reasonable amount of time at night. So anyway, timeline clearing, just so that was explaining, just chatting about why you might want to do this. So make a big line that represents time for you, and one end is now, and of course, inshallah, God willing, your time in this life continues. But earlier in the line, would be earlier in this life, and then other lifetimes that you've had before this, and just imagine a healthy and gentle amount of baggage that's left over from wherever it's left over from. So say in a past life, you still have some baggage that's messing with your focus. here you still have some baggage that's messing with your focus. So it just gives you a sense of like when you got it, because you might think, well, now I have a focus problem, Janet. And it's like, well, okay, yeah, now it's getting in the way of your focus, but you got this particular baggage back in this life, or when you were this age in this life. And it's just kind of interesting that way. So focus baggage on your timeline. Angels, can you make sure that only what's here is what's healthy and gentle to clear right now? And then, use gold light. You can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this clearing? Because this might help you to be more non-judgmental about yourself. Because rather than just thinking like, I'm an idiot, like, no, you're not an idiot. You have baggage from here, and it's affecting your focus. So it just makes it more factual and less like of a judgment, potentially. So just melt your focus piles of focus baggage. Deep breath. And let's do that again, because we will ask the angels to make sure it's healthy and gentle. So we can do it one more time. So timeline clearing, look out at all your focus baggage from wherever it's from. And say, angels, can you reduce this so that whatever's left is just what's healthy and gentle to clear right now? And angels, can you recycle any invasive beings connected to any of this baggage? And also, you melt people out of the baggage piles. And just use gold light, melt the people out. And the benefit of that is then they're less aware of what you're doing. So the ones that are cranky are a lot less likely to whack you. So just melt everybody's cords out. And then go ahead and melt your piles. And if you have any left over, you can just make them into a pile and wrap it in gold light. Angels, can you help me with all that? All right, good job, good job. Woohoo, you're amazing. So now we will do So I'm calling this project shame, fear, and avoidance. So it's energy that gets in the way of you doing projects in a timely, efficient, enjoyable manner for you, right? So it's any shame, fear, or avoidance baggage that's in your space that's impacting your ability to get shit done, basically. And, sometimes it's working on a very important project. Maybe it's time sensitive or it's, anyway, whatever, you get it. So make a new timeline, one end is you now, and then, the rest of it's earlier on in this life and previous lives, and just imagine whatever shame, fear, or avoidance baggage impacts your ability to get shit done and do projects that you care about or that you need to do. And say, angels, can you double check, make sure it's healthy and gentle to clear right now? So your angels reduce the piles. And then angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are courting any of this junk? Deep breath while your angels do that. And then you melt everybody else out. They could be courting, so just melt their cords. Don't worry about who it is or why. And then go ahead and melt it all. Once you have everybody out, you could blow it up too. That might be fun for you if you want. Like a whole bunch of different fireworks. And if you have any left over, just gather it up, wrap it in gold light, ask your angels to help you. Angels, can you help me with all that? So it's possible that you need to do that one more time. But we will make sure, to have the angels check that it's healthy and gentle. So big timeline, put onto it any baggage that influences your ability to get projects done, especially shame baggage, fear baggage, or avoidance baggage. Pile all that baggage on according to when it was from. Just intuitively, bam, it's done. And say, angels, can you sort through it and get rid of stuff that's not healthy and gentle to clear right now? And then angels, can you recycle any invasive beings cording any of this stuff? Deep breath. And then you go ahead and melt cords from people out of all this junk. And then go ahead and melt all the blocks. And you can gather together leftovers if you have any and wrap them up in gold light. Angels, can you help me with all that? Okay. So now the final couple things that we will do in today's healing, and just a reminder that there's no post-healing chat today because it's Wednesday and that's the way it is on Wednesdays. So I have 5 streams in a month. There's only one on Wednesday and that's the way it is on Wednesdays, right? So once we finish the healing, I'll just wave goodbye and that's that. But if you do have comments about how the healing was for you, you could post it in the chat before we're done or just post it later in the comment section of the video if you want. All right, so healing wrap up. All joints. It's a nice combo. So first, let's do these 3 steps. So recycle lurkers, and then clear stubs, which is stubborn triggered energy blocks, and then a whole bunch of good stuff together. Unblocking all your joints, as well as creative rings up here, and all your 7 major physical body chakras and your 7 major astral body chakras along your spine. So it'll be good. Okay, so recycle lurkers couldn't be easier because your angels do the work. You just request. So angels, can you please recycle my lurkers? You may have to say that a second time in a, 10 or 20 seconds or so. Your angels do it in batches if you have so many. So lurkers is just, you're so fabulous, you cleared so much, you came in so much more, so you popped out invasive beings that were in your space, but they haven't given up on messing with you, so they're lurking around the outside of your auras. So angels, can you recycle my lurkers? All right, so then clear stubs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. So make a big gold blanket out in front of you, pile onto it anything that's still triggered, even though we've done 18 million clearings. Pile all that out in front of you. So maybe something related to politics is triggered, maybe something related to finances or global economy is triggered, maybe whatever, personal projects, relationship issues, sleep issues, whatever. Pile it all out in front of you. Angels, can you check to make sure that remove anything that's not healthy and gentle to clear right now? Deep breath while your angels double check that. So then anything that's left is healthy and gentle to clear right now. And so angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are cording this junk? Deep breath while your angels do that. And then you can do the rest. Just cold light from your hands, melt away cords from people going into these blocks. Melt everybody out of the blocks with gold light from your hands. And once everybody's out, it's just some energy blocks. You could blow them up, or you could just keep melting them with lots of gold light. And if you are a healer and you're healing someone else and not yourself, don't blow up their stuff. That's too bossy. Just melt it with gold light. All right, great job. So now that third step right there, healthy and gentle is the H and G, right? So you just want to do it to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. We're going to unblock all your joints at once and your major chakras and your creative rings. So creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3. And then all your major chakras are along your spine. And then all your joints are all over your body, of course. And don't get too serious as you do it. Just keep it, be calm, think about flowing. It's okay to let go. It's okay to receive. Just try to relax. But stay here. Not like float away, relax. Stay present, relax. Lots of gold light. Deep breath. Someone says, how do you check the flaps? Well, for creative rings, you just use gold light. You imagine them. And you imagine, and with your hands too. And they'll kind of bump out, bump, if they're sticking out. Otherwise, it's a nice smooth surface. But you can visualize them, imagine them, use your intention, use your intuition, use your hands. That's how you check the flaps. You imagine them. And the more cords you melt, the more hard objects you remove, the more you repair, then your creative rings can relax and the flaps fall shut, which is good. The same thing with the flaps around the chakra openings, same process. So creative rings, major chakras along your spine, and then all your joints. Which includes joints in your spine. You have two kinds of joints in your spine, your disc joints and your facet joints. Disc joints are the ones that look like cookie filling in between two cookies. Those are your disc joints in between each vertebrae, which are sort of in the front of that diagram right there, so you can't really see the disc joints so well. But then the facet joints you can see quite well. This is a diagram looking from the back at two vertebrae. So the light blue parts right there, that joint. Trying to move gold light and red earth energy through your facet joints and your disc joints. And if you have a physical pain anywhere in your back, which of course we will work more on in October, but check the disc and facet joints that are closest to that area. Invasive beings and some blocks there. So angels can recycle any invasive beings that are messing with any of my joints, especially my spinal joints. Visualizing, seeing a diagram helps. Of your sacroiliac joints on either side of your sacrum, then your hip joints. Your sacrum is at the base of your spine. And that's a diagram, of course, right there. Oh, I think I forgot. Earlier when we did the shoulders and the neck, I was going to do urinary bladder stuff then. So let's stick it in now. There we go. So that is the urinary bladder meridian, the yellow lines going down in that diagram right there, going down the back. The urinary bladder meridian starts in the inner corner of the eye and goes up and back, and then it goes from 2 branches to 4 branches and goes down your back, and then it goes down your legs. But we can just do a little extra on the back part, the part that's on your along your back. So we can unblock your urinary bladder meridian Wei Qi aura, especially right behind your back. Heal the gold mesh spheres that generate gold light within that Wei Qi aura. And there's that cool little zigzag at the bottom, like the inner branches of the urinary bladder meridian. It goes down like an N shape. Alrighty, so there's that. And then you get to do the biker shorts to end this healing. How fabulous, huh? What a fabulous way to end a healing. So there's Mr. Exhibitionist, Mr. Meridian. And so the meridians that go through the biker shorts area, plus so much more. And if I can find it, there's a view that I probably prefer starting with, which would be this view. Sorry about that. I always end up starting with the meridians and it's like, whoa. Anyway, this is a perfected airbrushed version. Okay, so first of all, these are models, and second of all, it's airbrushed, so even the models don't look this good. So, you know, forgive yourself because you actually have a real human body that is not airbrushed. So just have a copy of your biker shorts area out in front of you, and and unblock it. Use gold light, unblock inside, you know, this part of your body. And also you have 2 major chakras in your biker shorts area, your second chakra and your first chakra, and also your Kundalini chakra. But that's just in your physical body only. Then you have a physical and astral body first chakra and a physical body and astral body second chakra. Along your spine. And you can unblock all your auras around this area. Your biker shorts area. Which is a very technical spiritual term. Very serious spiritual term. Okay, so now everyone's ready. We're back to Mr. Meridian, Mr. Exhibitionist, just so we can be reminded of the meridians in this area. So, you're ready. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Hello. So the purple one is the spleen meridian. That goes upward right there. And then the sort of the medium green one going straight down, that's the stomach meridian. And then it zigzags out to the thigh and then goes down the thigh. The orange one going up near the midline right there, that's the kidney meridian, and it starts in the foot. Kind of a really fun, let me add something. Be a fun addition. I mean, fun in like the geekiest. Get that foot out of there. Okay, so that is that maybe could be AccuDolls. But anyway, so the big dot is the foot chakra in the arch of the foot, and then the small dot in the foot that's kidney 1. That's where the kidney meridian. And it goes upward, and it becomes that orange meridian in his, among all that pubic hair, just under all that. Well, the what is that, tummy hair he's got? Very hairy tummy. So anyway, the kidney meridian. Oh my god. Clean. You can heal them in any order. And then that bright green one, that's your liver meridian. It starts in your foot, and the top of your foot, and one of your toes, and goes up your leg, and then it body right there, meridian. And as you can see, it goes near the genital. So that means it's good for motion in your ocean, so to speak. So, and I think it does have an inner branch that literally goes through your genitals and that whole area there. So it's very much helps to aliven your senses. See? But it's for a lot of good things, even if you're not, choosing to really rock your sexuality these days. Sexual hormones are good for even like bone density, like crazy stuff that you definitely for sure still need, even if you're not rocking the sexuality by choice or something. The liver meridian, bright green one. And you can just unblock your auras in back and in front, your body of your biker shorts area and sides. And I guess we could do another clear stabs just in case all these gorgeous diagrams have triggered anything for you. Good. Oh, okay, we could say goodbye to Mr. Exhibitionist for today. You can look at the videos on your own later. So another blanket exercise, just a big old blanket out from you, pile onto it any triggered energy blocks that you may have for any reason. Pile them out in front of you. Angels, can you sort through these blocks? Make sure that what's left is only what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. And angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are courting any of this junk? And then lots of gold light, melt away cords from other people. Melt everybody's energy out of the blocks. And then if you're healing yourself and you feel like it, you could blow up all the blocks, or you could just use gold light to keep melting them fully. And if you have any leftovers, just wrap them up in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? All right. And then maybe we'll just end with a couple affirmations or something and ask the angels. Angel requests and a few affirmations. And you can just make up your own affirmations if you want. I'll say some that you could use if you want. Totally optional. So angel requests, you could say, angels, can you help me wrap up this healing, please? Angels, can you help me with my communication, my clear perception, and my focus? Deep breath. And you can also think of any project that's near and dear to your heart and your sanity that you want to work on and you want to, be productive with and focused with, and ask your angels for help with that. So angels, can you please help me with my special projects? And some affirmations. There's that, you know, kind of that fake it till you make it concept, which I think does work to some extent. I think if you count on it 100% and you don't do anything else, then that's not so practical. But as one of many things you do, it could be good. So you could say, like, each day I'm becoming more and more abundant. So, you know, think about that if you want, and just breathe into every cell of your body and kind of set your energy with that. You know, each day I'm becoming more and more abundant. If you want, you know, each day I'm becoming more focused. And you can say too, you know, I can have healthy and balanced focus. Right? Because like sometimes, you know, you can over focus and become a bit compulsive and not take breaks and stuff. So it's nice to have balance. You can say, angels, help me to make the most of the rest of today. Angels, help me with my sleep tonight. Oh yeah, I'm going to let my, if you want, you could say, angels, I'm going to let my angels help and guide and protect me. All right, good job, good job, good job, good job. That's healing, you're amazing. Woohoo, good job, good job. All right, so somebody says, thank you, Jen. I feel very quiet and peaceful. That's awesome, thank you. So that's it. There's no Q&A today, but if you do have a burning question, you could post it under the video, and eventually I will post a reply under your video comment. I'll post your video comment and post a reply to it. All right, so that's that. I hope you have a really good I don't know, evening, whatever's next for you. And just a reminder, that's my website and my email address. And you could email me if you want any of my news emails and you don't get them. I have 3 different emails every month, and they're purchase reminders, but they are also, you know, they'll have something positive in them, like some suggested affirmations or a video suggestion, or, you know, a meditation idea or something, you know. So there are 3 different news email lists. You could, news emails that happen at different times of the month, so you could opt into all of them or just one, whatever. We could talk about what you want. There's a text option, which is, you know, I could email you 5 minutes before each of these 5 live streams every month, so you don't miss one, or you know when one is about to start. And then the promos, there are 2 promos now. So if you're a first-time newbie, you've never gotten one of these group healings, and you buy yourself one of them on my website, then you get one for free to use on yourself or on a friend. So you buy one, get one free. If one of my veterans knows a first-time newbie who I've never healed before in a group healing, you can buy them you know, a set, and then you get a set for free to use on yourself or somebody else that you know. And October sets go up in 3 days on Saturday, on the 15th. They always go up on the 15th. And the October theme is watch your back, heal your back, which we will literally be healing the astral and physical neck and back, energy healing, and also clairvoyance, or clairvoyance, 6th chakra. And that's October. All right, and the August sets, well, yeah, the August twin set is up on my site. You could purchase that. That's the theme: communications, perception, and focus. And September sets are productivity and abundance. Each set works both of those things, which is awesome. And again, that's my website. If you have a question, you can email me. And that's my email address. All righty. Bye. You're so amazing. The twin set starts in a week and a day. Bye-bye.